morning. Good morning and welcome to today's ring ceremony. Before distributing our Cistercian rings to the members of the junior class, there are notable achievements by our students in the fall that I would like to first recognize. 17 years ago, President George W. Bush established the President's Council on Service and Civic Participation to recognize the important contributions Americans of all ages are making within their communities. For their many hours of service, we are particularly proud today to recognize 6 of our upper school students, including sophomores Cole Boyd, Stefan De La Pena, and John Ferretti, who each performed over 100 hours of service to receive the Teens Gold President's Volunteer Service Award. Juniors Daniel Horlick and Mark Ben Kirk, who for over 100 hours of service are honored today with the Young Adults Bronze President's Volunteer Service Award. And junior Sam Lauber, who last year alone wonderfully performed over 250 hours of service, thereby earning the prestigious Young Adults Gold President's Volunteer Service Award. Would Cole, Stefan, John, Daniel, Mark, and Sam please come to the stage. Cistercian also nominates 1 junior in the NCTE Achievement Award in Writing competition. This nominee similarly must assemble and submit a portfolio of his best writing, but he must also write an additional essay on a selected topic by NCTE. Congratulations to 7th former Ben Woods, chosen by the English department to represent Cistercian for this prestigious national competition. Well done, Ben, and good luck. The Private School Art Invitational exhibit hosted this year by ESD represents one of the best exhibits of private school art in the Metroplex, with upper school students from up to 20 schools participating. This fall, juniors Stephen Brandt and Evan Ringdahl were selected to represent Cistercian. With their cutting-edge and caustic works, they were recognized for their exceptional skills and talent. Congratulations to Stephen and to Evan. Well done. As part of its ongoing efforts to celebrate excellence in Catholic education, the Catholic Foundation annually honors 1 outstanding high school junior from the Diocese of Dallas, the Catholic Foundation Scholars Award. Cistercian's nominee from the junior class, Sri Ha, was representing for Cistercian, a young man based upon academic achievement, leadership at the school, and community service, as well as his essay entitled What My Catholic Education Means to Me. Thank you, Tree, for representing Cistercian, and good luck. Students scoring among the top 5% are recognized as commended students. With the following 7 commended students, please come to the stage for your certificates. Let us hold our applause to the end. Andrew Aras, Winston Hartnett, Davis Jackson, Topher Luzaraga, Nathan Paul, Sam Sloan, and Calvin Stepanitis. Well done. we have now reached the climax of this morning's ceremony. And I am most happy to introduce this year's ring speaker, elected by his peers to introduce his class this morning. He is a young man who excels in earning and holding the respect of both his teachers and his peers. And with such a ready smile and a welcoming personality, he also becomes a good friend to all he meets. He's a diligent worker who pursues wisdom and truth with equal vigor, as well as a prolific artist who always employs his keen eye, quick wit, and steady hand at the service of promoting all that is beautiful. Please welcome to the stage this year's ring speaker for the class of 2021, David Dorward.
Welcome, parents, students, faculty, and staff, Father Paul, Abbot Peter, Father Lawrence, and last, but certainly not least, my class of 2021, to the ring ceremony. Now, I know most of y'all are really tired after exams and just want to go home and relax, and I feel the exact same way. So I'm going to try to make this speech go as painlessly as possible. I'm incredibly honored to be up here representing my class, and I hope that I can do this great forum some justice. While preparing to write this speech, I tried to find an overarching trait that set our form apart from the rest. But after many hours and several sleepless nights of thinking on it, I decided that I don't think our form has a single defining trait. Rather, I think that its strength lies in its undefinability. Each of us is entirely different, and we use these differences to create a unique and interesting school environment. Like, nowhere else would you see the writing, theater, music guy carrying on a lively conversation on Pokemon with the varsity football player who also happens to be a math genius. What I'm trying to say is, each of us contributes a unique personality and perspective that is invaluable for our structure and identity as a form. We're like a botanical garden. Some of us are like trees who tower over the rest of the plants and provide much needed shade from the scorching Cistercian sun. Others are shrubs who may appear less conspicuous than the towering trees around them, but really, they are enhancing the quality of the soil, making it easier for those around them to grow. Others are beautiful flowering plants who bring up the collective mood with their colorfulness and their energy. In short, we all play a very tangible part in the identity of this botanical garden. It is unique, and no one else can replicate it. The last 6.5 years have been a journey towards beginning to find ourselves and our roles within the larger scheme of the form. Personally, and I think this applies to mostly everyone who has ever come to the school, coming to Cistercian was kind of a shock. This school, with men wearing dresses, and the simplicity and seeming bareness of the classrooms was something new to say the least. But there's a certain beauty in this bareness and simplicity. The classroom isn't a science or math or an English classroom, so why would it be decorated as such? Rather, the classroom is our classroom. This austere, empty room serves as a blank canvas that allows us to decide what we want our class life to be. Almost immediately, we set the tone as a fun-loving, easygoing form. First form was a great time, whether that was with Coach Taylor building bridges or making impossible Pac-Man mazes on Scratch. The seeds for a great form had been planted, but they hadn't yet begun to sprout. Next up was Form 2, an eventful year to say the least. In the winter, we serenaded the campus with our masterful renditions of Leaping Lizards. We battled with our ELAB teacher, and then we had the Bug Project. This event was quickly immortalized, not for the project itself, but rather for the butterflies unleashed on the classroom. The scene was magnificent. Picture this. You have a traditionally austere Cistercian classroom, and then add in at least 15 enormous butterflies in all sorts of colors, swallowtails, monarchs, fritillaries, dancing in the air over 24 sixth grade boys looking on in euphoric wonder. It was dreamlike. Never have I experienced a moment quite as surreal and beautiful as when the butterflies were let loose. Unfortunately, Father Lawrence did not share our same enthusiasm for the butterflies. And we quickly learned that our actions had consequences. However, much to Father Lawrence's dismay, by lunch the next day, we had already forgotten that lesson. And because all great form experiences can't be confined to just one half of the class, the other section had to have its own butterflies. Once again, Father Lawrence was not amused. And this time, he really let us know it. The second time, the lesson seemed to stick. We learned that there was a line, and that we must not cross it. For some reason, this was a strong bonding experience for our form. I really have no idea why. Maybe we found solidarity in getting reprimanded by Father Lawrence. But regardless, our form unity grew substantially in its wake. Form 3 saw us embark on the Texas history trip, which also proved to be a tremendous bonding experience. We befriended cats. We wrote and sang songs on the bus. We had a lot of barbecue, all while touring our great state. Form 4 was all about new beginnings as we confirmed and we prepared to enter the upper school. Form 5 saw us baptized in the high school life and take on the new responsibilities it had to offer, such as the freshman mixer and homecoming, which, to Father Lawrence's delight, we won. In Form 6, a lost hawk found the flock. Mr. Saliga showed us the sickness of our minds, and we also made waffles. Over the course of these years, we were each beginning to find roles within the garden, and we began growing individually and collectively. This brings us to this year. So far, the junior retreat has won the spotlight. I was amazed at, given how close I thought we were, how little I actually knew about my form. I learned that despite all of our differences and individual quirks, we actually all have a lot in common at our core. It also made me realize that we have a lot more to offer as a class than a couple funny stories. Our form's in a good place, but I think that we have some work to do in this garden if we are to become a truly great form. Up till now, our form's unity has primarily been based on memorable moments, nearly all of which are funny or embarrassing events. Sure, these moments give us a laugh when we think about them, but beyond that, what are they really worth? Not much. Now, for the most part, these stories tend towards being kind of neutral. They don't do our brotherhood harm, but they don't necessarily help it either. I think all of us agree that we want to be the best form possible. Knowing this form's mentality towards winning, I don't think that we are willing to accept being just good enough. But this begs the question, then what can we do to become more truly unified? How can we become great? I think the best thing we can do is take some time to get to know each other. And naturally, we'll begin to find some actual common ground. We already started this a bit on the junior retreat, and I feel as though we can and we need to continue it. We'll soon see in this newfound common ground that we can really begin to come together as a unit. I don't want to see our form completely dissolve when we leave in a year and a half. I want to be able to see us still unified 30 years down the line. So, this is my challenge to y'all. Over the next year and a half, let's try to deepen the unity we have created in this form. We're already in a good spot, but I think we can become something greater. If we tend to our garden now and pull up the weeds that restrain our growth and coming together, our garden can flourish for years to come. But, as we all know, seeds can't grow into gardens all on their own. They need soil, sunlight, water, fertilizer, and constant tending to flourish. Likewise, we wouldn't be where we are now without the vast amount of support we've received along the way. First of all, thank you parents for everything you do, for all the sacrifices you make for us to attend such a prestigious institution, and for all the patience and guidance you offer us. We can't offer you enough thanks. We truly would not be here without you. Also, thank you to this wonderful school for assembling our fantastic group of 47 guys, and for directing us towards the path of knowledge and virtuosity. Although we jab at its oddities at times, we really are truly thankful for this institution that has groomed us into the young men we are today. Also, thank you to the tremendously wise staff of teachers who have devoted their lives for the sake of our betterment and growth as young men. Your sacrifice of time and your patience is greatly appreciated. And thank you, Father Lawrence, for sticking with and guiding us over the past 6.5 years, despite our constant tomfoolery and our stubborn nature. You are the one who has taught us the most. You have taught us much more than math. You taught us that one should always take the side of reason, regardless of what your gut tells you. You even instilled upon us your quick wit and competitive spirit. When we won that freshman mixer, you won it with us. These things you taught us by your example. When you were working on your dissertation, you taught us unyielding perseverance. Even as it seemed it might all have been for naught, it all paid off. You won your dissertation, and we won it with you. But above all else, you are teaching us how to be good, virtuous young men who have capabilities to do great things in the world. When we graduate 1.5 years from now, I'm confident that you will have prepared us well. For these things, we will be forever grateful to you. Last but not least, I would like to thank my foreign brethren. Y'all have made the last 6.5 years of my life absolutely incredible. Whether we're pulling pranks with sleeping bags and waffles, or breaking markers, and just hanging out in class, it's always a good time, no matter what. We're nearing the end of our journey at Cistercian. We just have 1.5 years left. Then mostly, if not all of us, will go our separate ways and blaze our own trail in the world. Let's savor the time we have together before it's all gone. When I leave, I want to do so content with what we have done here. So let's go and make our garden the greatest that it can be.
Peter, at this time, would you please come forward to distribute our senior rings? Dominic Pip Tran Andrews. Emmanuel Eduardo Barajas Granados. Stephen Patrick Brandt. Aiden Thomas Chance. David Mattingly Cox. Zane DeBoos. Humberto de los Santos. Austin McLean DeCure. David Samuel Darward. Andrew George Farhat. Christopher Paul Fernandez. Chase Alexander Frutos. Sri Hui Wahab. Daniel Ryan Orlick. James Brightman Hudno. Aiden Jacob Morgan Kowalski. Samuel Dixon Lauber. Thomas Martin Lay. Ankit Rajiv Lula. Maxwell Joseph McGuire. Daniel Joseph Nayland. Peter Alec Novinsky. Evan Patrick O'Sullivan. Henry Joseph Carmencher. Connor James Popolo. Ethan Krish Ranchamdani. Mateo Ramirez. Peter John Rafegis. John William Rehagen. Travis Horton Richard. Evan Jeffrey Ringdahl. Saish Raj Satyal. Kobe Hogan Scrutter. William Benjamin Ehud Shemai. Alexander Moss Smith. Joseph Patrick Smith. Aiden Howard Smithson. Daniel Soto. Joseph Cedric Spock. Michael David Stouts Jr. Ronick Ron Thomas. Charles Leonard Treadway II. Mark Vader Van Kirk. Maxwell Daniel Vaughn. Robert Vincent Vitale. James Michael Wilson. And Benjamin Herod Woods. As we conclude this morning's making ceremony, Father Abbot Peter, would you please bestow an abbatial blessing?
Please stand. The Lord be with you. Blessed be the name of the Lord. Our help is in the name of the Lord. And may Almighty God bless you, Father, and the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen. Merry Christmas and congratulations to the class of 2021.
And have a safe vacation.
Other way. Here, boy. Roll over. Good dog.